So, as you can see from here, this is the mini spares site, and when you go to look at the arches that you want, if you're buying the set of 4 or any of them, you can go to this site and look at these PDF files. And for instance, I can go on to this file here, which is as you should always do it from sitting in the car. This is the left hand front as you're sitting in the car, and you can see this is the template that you get full size, and make sure the size is correct. The idea of this target here is so you can you'll get 4 sheets of paper and you can target this onto each one so that you know you've got them lined up correctly before you cut them out, or when you cut them out. So if you can just print this off and then you just cut around the line, and it should fit perfectly, and it will show you exactly where you need to cut. Also where the holes should be for I'll show you a couple. So I've got here, you'll see this is the 4 sheets that go together. So here, sorry, it's not really good, the light. So here you've got the line where you cut down, so this is the bit you have to cut out, and it's showing you here where the holes should be. And I tend to use those, but I also use the arch that you're putting on as well, just to double check it. And you might notice there I've put left hand side in car, so as you sit in the car you know this is the left hand arch. And the reason I put it in there is because obviously once you cut this, you can see that there is a drawing there of the picture, and you can see there's the left hand front up to the A panel. But if you've already cut this piece out, you don't have it, so it's always handy to just put it in so you don't get confused and put the wrong side and the wrong way around. Because again with this it's measured 2 or 3 times and cut only once. Because once you've cut this piece of the arch out, that's it. You're committed, as it were. And this is basically the A-frame of it. You can see it's the A-frame, and it's part 1 of 2. So there's 2 pieces go on, and these are to line up directly onto it. That's how it's done. So what we'll do, we'll go through the whole process. So the first thing you want to do is get your templates made and then cut out, and then I'll take you down to the workshop. The next piece will be, I'll take you down to the workshop, I'll show us marking this out, putting the strengtheners up against it just to make sure they fit correctly, the arch is correct. And then we'll cut them out and put them on and weld them in place, just one side, and it's obviously the same. With the rear arches there's a bit of an issue, because if you take this to the rear arch, you don't need to cut. I'll take you on to the rear arch so you can see it. So there you go there, and you can see, hang on a second, you can see, let me just change this a second. Yeah, you can see here, this is the rear arch, and these are where the holes need to be made to fit the arch on. There's nothing needs to be cut out on the rear arches, because on the rear they're fine. It's only because when you've got taller wheels, or 12-13 inch wheels, but you tend to have bigger, like 6.5, 7J tyres, and this is what catches on the front. So on the rear there's no issue because they're staying perpendicular to the car, but this is just to show where they should actually go. But the problem with this one is you have to scale it over, unless you've got a sheet that big, which is A2 or A1, whatever it is. To put it on an A4 sheet, you have to work out how you need to do that. So, but you don't need it, because I tend to use the rear arches and fit them up myself, because the fitting on the rear arches are the most important, down here and here on the seam lip, and that's really where you need to get it right, to get the holes right for the attachments, and a lot of it's a little bit of trial and error. So that's the start of it. So this is where you want to go to. It's mini spares, and you just go into a template. You just write in here wheel arch fitting template and search, and it will come up and show you exactly where it is. So I hope you enjoy the rest of it. Okay, so you saw me on the computer with a PDF file. So this is them all done. and you can see they're all lined up together there, all these points. So what I did was I actually cut this piece out because obviously you need to make the line behind it, which we've already done. So you can see that's all in. You can see that's the point, the reference point there and there. So this one has to be cut out now, so we can draw a line into it. So I'll take this one up so I can show you. And then we don't need that one again. And you can see we've put a white line behind this one up to there. So that's what needs to be cut out. And if you look, it's actually not too far off this. It's good. This is obviously just a strengthening. You can see how much more it needs from that. The other thing with this is, if you look here on the front, so it gets a bit tricky, you can see there's a double bow there, and obviously this edging is not going to go around it. So when you put it on, you need to get this absolutely central. Sorry, I'm trying to hold the camera as well. You need to get this absolute. Hang on, I'll get Mia to hold it. Hang on, just grab my fingers. So you can see here it can't go down over this piece, so it can only go so far. So you can see that obviously this bit's holding it. Yeah. This bit's holding it up here. What we'll do is we'll cut this off, and then I'll cut this one out first. We'll mark that, and you can see that's how it's going to be. It's actually down a bit, but like that. But you can't go too far here because you've got to cut this piece out. But you can see I've made another little line there. That's enough to make the other returned edge and bring it round. On this bottom piece, what you find is you cut this piece out of the arch, and you can then put it. Otherwise, it comes down and it's horrible on this corner. So what I did with mine, the other car, is I took this piece out and filleted this corner into it, so I had a really nice shape when it was finished. Right, so I'm going to get and we'll cut it out. We'll show you us cutting it out with the jigsaw. Okay, see when you pull that, that's another thing. If you're doing this, guys, don't pull the jigsaw right while it's moving, because it'll jag against the thing. Wait until it stops and then pull it out. So you can see this is where he finished off the lead loading for here. So this should be a beautiful end now, hopefully. So what we're going to do now is take that piece out, and we're sorted. And you can see that's a pretty nice cut all the way through. I don't know if you want to. Do you want to do it in a one, or should we take the grinder to it? See, wait till it stops, otherwise it'll jag backwards and forwards. And there you go, he's got it out in one piece. So you could, if you look at that and you look at the insert, you can see there's probably not a lot of difference, and you could use that. But where the problem comes in, if you cut this out where you've already got these pieces here, you're going to end up with 3 pieces. So putting that back behind its own self is not going to help in the rigidity here or here. So you can, sorry if you pick that one up, so you can see the difference there. You can see how much is missing off it, and unless you join them all up, which would be very difficult to get the arch on that, I reckon. So now what we'll do is you'll just fit this in to show you, bearing in mind this piece here is, so that's going to go
it still must be inside.
Yeah, it's still got to come off that, but it might go inside. There we go. So this is just a little bit too long, maybe. There we go.
Oh, it's okay.
No, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Now, what's wrong there is that lip now inside has to be cut up to take this piece. You can just drop this down. You see this piece here?
Oh, so
That piece there now, we just need to take that lip off inside. I'm sure you can't see it. Anyway, we'll put it in and let you see it later. Okay, so we've cut it all out. You can see the arch fits really nicely. There's hardly a bit of a gap there, but we will lead load that. The extra piece that I took off I showed you, well, we've just bent that round with a pair of pliers. It's not even dollied yet, you can see it's not quite right. But that's just with a pair of pliers, and you can see how the edge comes all the way up onto the new one. So Amir's going to show you the strength that's in that now, and obviously that's only got 2 clamps on it, but you can see how strong that is. Now he's going to take the clamps off, and watch this when he takes the clamp and the extension out. Right, so now it's open. You see that? And that's all welded together, but look how that bounces in and out. Hang on, you can see there's no strength in that whatsoever. And this is all welded in place. But the A-frame is not too bad, but here, there's an awful lot of flex in them. And as I said, you could use this other piece, but, so this piece we're going to do now, sorry, can I just put that back in again? I'll just show you this piece. So this is what you end up with. This is what you end up with. He's going to put the clamp back up again. So this is what you end up with here, and you can see it just doesn't look right. It comes straight down and then it's here. So what we'll do then now is what we did on my other Mini. We'll cut this piece out here, the nice piece, and make a nice round bridge so it looks nice on the, even though it's under the arches and it's hidden, it's just a nice way to finish the job and do it properly, do it a bit pro. So we'll take the best part of the arch, it's at this end, and then we'll clean this up and pop it in there. We'll just insert it in, and we'll show you when it's done. So if you could just take this out for us. So on this strengthener, you can see all around the edge. What we'll now do is we'll now punch holes all the way around this, all the way around the side, and then we'll weld it from the inside of that wing. We'll turn the car over. This is a great thing about having the jig. We'll weld it all from the inside, so nothing will be seen on the outside. And then that edge there, we'll pop that back in again. You can see it fits nicely up against there, look. When that's in, then what we'll do is we'll turn the car on its side. We'll turn the car on its side, and we'll just drop a little bit of lead in there so it's solid as one piece. So that's it for this one, and Amir will be doing his lead loading lesson for you guys asked. So he's finished off the front, but he'll do some more here. You can see he's been lead in there, but he'll do some more and show you how he does it or how we do it. And but if you want a kit and you want to do this and want to try it at home, you can go to Frost Restorations, and they do like a beginner's kit where you get you get the basic file, you get all the stuff that you need, and even a little booklet on how to do it. And believe me, it's not rocket science. Once you've done it once or twice, or maybe 3 or 4 times, you really get the hang of it. And it's just really, it's just working with gravity. Piece of cake, yeah, it is now. So anyway, so we'll catch you on the next video and show you what it looks like when it's welded in. And obviously I won't do the other side because it's fairly obvious. It's the same thing but the other way around. So
side by side.
So take care.
Keep safe. No.
Yes. Keep safe. No, what is it? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Stay safe.
Stay safe. Keep the faith.
And keep the faith. That's the one. Bye.
Bye.